up here at the church. Found something interesting today and doing some Bible reading. Did you know that Psalms 14 and Psalms 53 are exactly the same psalm? Both of them were written to the choir director by David, and it's exactly word for word the same psalm. And it talks about the fool. It says, "The fool has said in his heart, God does not exist. They are corrupt. Their actions are revolting. There is no one who does good. The Lord looks down from heaven on the human race to see if there is one who is wise, one who seeks God. All have turned away. All alike have become corrupt. There is no one who is good, not even one. Will evildoers never understand? They consume my people, then as they consume bread. They do not call on the Lord. Then they will be filled with terror, for God is with those who are righteous. You sinners frustrate the plans of the afflicted, but the Lord is his refuge. Oh, that Israel's deliverance would come from Zion." You know, David, in writing these Psalms many times, was dealing with enemies across the land and in the land and even within his own household. If you remember, Absalom, his son, basically rebelled against him and took over the kingdom. So we wonder, who is a fool? A fool is one who rejects who God is. He does not remember the covenant that was given there. I found something interesting, a little illustration from the Tales of the Tardy Ox Cart. It says, there's a story of a teacher teaching a group of fifth graders who look around the room and says, does anyone here understand electricity? One rather anxious little boy, Jimmy, halfway down the middle aisle, pushed his hand up in the air and said, I understand electricity. The teacher looked at him and said, Jimmy, would you explain electricity to the class? And he suddenly put his hand down over his face and said, oh, last night I knew, but this morning I've forgotten. The teacher, with tongue in cheek, says, now this is a tragedy. The only person in all history who ever understood electricity, and this morning he forgot it. What we've got in our churches today is a lot of people have forgotten the Lord. They've forgotten where the power of their life comes from, where their Christian faith comes from. They decide not to attend church because of all this illness stuff going around. And I understand that COVID is real, but folks, we're letting fear just simply control our lives. And that is not what God wanted us to do. We see people refusing to do things in the church that they used to because they're afraid they'll offend someone, or they just don't have time. They make time for something else. I see them at ball games and all different places, but not enough to be at church. See, the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. I really believe that we are in the days of the apostate church, in which people are using all kinds of excuses in which not to be a part of the fellowship. I hope that's not one that you're using. I hope that you're not letting this be the videos and things that we are doing keep you from church, because we do that simply for those that are sick or ill or who are somewhere distant, for our troops and things like that. But, you know, if you belong to a church, you need to be in church. You need to be in church every time the doors are open so that you can support the fellowship. But the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. What have you said in your heart today? God bless you. See you in a